Jazz. We're an LGBTQ rights organization, and we're here to speak about how queer liberation is class struggle. So we're going to start off with a chant to get us all jazzed and ready to go, talking about the workers and this International Day of Workers' Action. It goes something like this. Gay, straight, black, white, all unite for civil rights. Gay, straight, black, white, all unite for civil rights. Gay, straight, black, white, all unite for civil rights. Gay, straight, black, white, all unite for civil rights. Yeah! Awesome! So thanks to all you see some of my friends and co-workers behind me, and what I want to talk to you about today is a couple of things. First of all, how being someone who does not fit into the traditional sexual orientation leads to a lot of workers' discrimination here in the United States and across the world. So we are a nonprofit organization that goes out there and talks to people about these issues. Why do we have to do that? Well, right now, in over 25 states here in the United States, so more than half, you can be fired simply for being gay. You can also be fired simply for being transgender. So, actually, you can be fired for being transgender in 38 of our states. So only 12 states you have protection for expressing your gender identity. Bullshit, right?
Bullshit. In the military.
So, just like our government is making profits off of the destruction of families through our deportation policies and racist immigration policies, just like our government is making money off of our communities of color through the prison industrial complex, the government is making money off of LGBTQ couples by denying them their rights in the workplace and denying them their rights in the home, where they are not able to receive the same benefits as loving couples as people who have opposite gender identities. It's not okay. This is something that's been going on for years, and the fight is starting to come and hit here. So why are we here? Why is LGBT a worker struggle? Not only are LGBT people workers, not only are queer people workers, but we have been at the forefront of struggles for hundreds of years. It's true. Let me ask you a question, y'all. How many of you know who Bayard Rustin is? Let me see some hands. All right, I see a couple hands. Let me tell you who Bayard Rustin is. Bayard Rustin is an amazing civil rights leader who was the man who organized the 1963 March on Washington, D.C., which changed American politics forever and let people know that we can have mass amounts of people rise up so that we can change policies in our country. Now, why don't we know about him? We hear about Martin Luther King Jr., we hear about his I Have a Dream speech, which was made at this march. But who organized the march? Bayard Rustin, an openly gay man whose history has been tarnished by the CIA and been left out of our history books. Why is it that because we are queer and because we are not what fits into normal society, that we are not allowed to learn about ourselves in the history books? We are not allowed to have the same employment as other people. Why is this? It's because we live in a country that focuses on making more and more profit, and what makes more and more profit is the oppression of different people. And we are here to stand up against that. Is that right? Yeah! So on this May Day, this International Day of Workers' Rights, which was actually started here in the United States in Chicago, which I hope is doing great today, we have a long history of people being penalized for their political and their personal beliefs. And we are here to stand up to say that we are not afraid. We will no longer be pushed down by people who call us the word queer as a negative thing. We will no longer be pushed down by people who tell us that we are sinners. We are here to stand up and say we are all people, and as the 99%, we must fight together and recognize each other's struggles if we want to overcome and make this a country for the people, by the people. So I just want to give y'all a little more update on current struggles you can get involved in. How many of y'all have heard about the Equality 9? Some people, let me tell you about them. The Equality 9 is a group of activists who sat in at the city clerk's office in 2010 after Prop 8 had been ruled unconstitutional. They sat in for a license for a couple that had been together for 10 years. They actually let people who wanted to marry go in, but because they were blocking the door, the San Diego government decided to bring in 50 full-gear riot police and drag them out in chains and put them into jail. It has been 2 years almost since that event, and a full prosecution has not even happened yet because so many people have come out in support and asked for the city attorney, Mr. Jan Goldsmith, whose office is right up here, to drop the charges against the Equality 9. Thousands of people have signed petitions, thousands of people have wrote letters, and guess what? Just this morning, their first day of trial after 2 years, after the judge telling the prosecutor that they were wasting city taxpayer dollars. That's right, your taxpayer dollars are going to fund the prosecution of peaceful protesters. Because of this, because the prosecution did not allow any gay jurors onto the juror box, the trial has actually been stopped and postponed once again. So now we have a chance, once and for all, to stand up and tell them that we do not support the imprisonment of peaceful protesters and that marriage equality is a civil right. If y'all are interested, we are Canvas for a Cause. What do we do to fight against these atrocities? You know what we do? We hit the streets just like Occupy, just like unions, just like people who are out here struggling on May Day. Every single day we go out there and we talk to the public and we ask them if they support gay rights. And if they say no, we ask them why and we get them involved. Because everyone knows on a face-to-face level, we are all human beings. And if we can't come to grips with that reality, then maybe we are doomed to fail. But we don't believe that. We believe that we can make the changes. We believe that the power and the strength and the love inside of us can overcome it all. So if you're interested in changing people's hearts and minds, come join Canvas for a Cause. Stand up every May Day, support your local workers, and stand up for what's right.